Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I also want to associate my comments with Senator Isaacson. In the last 2 years, we were able to accomplish a lot of great things for our veterans, and it wouldn't have happened without the leadership up here. And I said this yesterday, one of the reasons I don't think this is going to be as long a meeting as some of them are is that Tim Walz, who you all know, who's now governor of Minnesota, used to bring either one or two 20-ounce Mountain Dews. So this is not a 20-ounce Mountain Dew hearing, I hope. Commander Reistad, to you and all of your members of the American Legion and the American Legion Auxiliary and sons of the American Legion who are with us today, and I want to thank the auxiliary members, and I've said this yesterday. You know, I was deployed, and when we get deployed, we forget about the responsibilities we leave with the family. We have a mission. We go accomplish that mission, but there's another mission, too, and that's to keep your family together, to look after your family and all the things at home. So thank you, auxiliary members, for being our wingman and our backup. Thank you very much for that. It's an honor for me to be here today, and if there are any Legionnaires, I think there are, my fellow Tennesseans, would you please stand up and be recognized or hold your hand up, either one, if you're here? Yep, there they are in the back. Thank you, guys. I know from personal experience a commitment to country and to service that the American Legion members exemplify in communities, including mine, across this great nation. I also know from personal experience that the leadership that the American Legion's top-notch executive and legislative team exemplify right here in our nation's capital. Last Congress saw a record number of transformative pieces of legislation signed into law to reform the Department of Veterans Affairs in both large and small ways, and that would not have been possible without the dedication and partnership and support of the American Legion. And one of the things that I did as I began to work through this was that you all, and we didn't always agree, as you well know, but we came in and worked these differences out, and it was a model for how legislation could go. You have a different viewpoint than I might have. We got in a room and worked out those differences, and I think we can all be proud of what we did. I look forward to continuing the collaboration with you, Commander Ronstadt, to ensure that the legislation we worked so hard to see signed into law is implemented as we intended and serves to further our common mission to uphold President Lincoln's promise to care for those who've borne the battle. Last week, the Veterans Appeals and Improvement and Modernization Act, or AMA, went live. The AMA completely revamped the way disability claims and appeals are processed at the VA, and critically gives the veterans greater choice and control over how their appeal is handled at the VA. Let me give you just a personal story. About a month ago, I was in Nashville, went to the RO and to the VA hospital there. On the way out the door, I met I think an 8-year Marine reservist who served in the 70s. Didn't go to Vietnam, but he served in the 70s. He had tried for 7 years to get his claim done. He had decided to go for the RAMP program. In 90 days, he had what took 7 years. I mean, this man was grinning from ear to ear. He could be a poster child, and I hope it works that way for many other veterans. I was really pleased when he just bumped into him sort of accidentally there at the VA. As you know, another thing very near and dear to my heart, and I know to yours as well, is a fight for our Blue Water Navy veterans. I've carried that fight for almost 10 years. I want to get that done, get that off, and treat these veterans the same as every other veteran that served in Vietnam was. So I would appreciate your help with that. And I know Senator Isaac and Senator Tester, they were great partners with this and worked very hard to get that done. And I feel confident that, I know Chairman Takano is ready to get it done also. We both already dropped legislation for that. Another top priority of mine is, as others have said, is effective and ongoing oversight of the VA Mission Act. The Mission Act is a wide-ranging piece of legislation, and when it was enacted, it impacted virtually every facet of VA healthcare system and increase access to high-quality care in VA medical facilities in the community and via telehealth. It will result in the VA healthcare system that is stronger, that are able to care for veterans and their caregivers both today and for generations to come, and this will not privatize the VA. That said, a law as transformative as the Mission Act doesn't come with an instruction manual, and I anticipate there will be some stumbling blocks and struggles in the weeks and months ahead that will once again require our effort to overcome. I remain committed to that process and to keeping my door open to the American Legion throughout the process. I will also continue to hold Secretary Wilkie's feet to the fire with regard to the implementation of the Harry W. Comey Veterans Education Assistance Act of 2017 until I'm confident that every veteran has received the benefits of which they're entitled, and the implementation of the Department of Veterans Affairs Accountability and Whistleblower Protection Act of 2017 until I'm confident that the VA is appropriately adjudicating allegations of misconduct or poor performance and treating whistleblowers with the respect and seriousness that they are entitled. Last, but certainly not least, I'm committed to closely overseeing the electronic health record modernization. Greater information technology support generally and improved coordination between VA and DoD particularly are a key to VA's future on every front. Also, I know that the chairman is very much committed to this, is to work on our homeless veterans and suicide. I know that's very near and dear to the Legions. I know that's one of your top priorities. I commend Chairman Takano for retaining the Technology and Modernization Subcommittee that we established last Congress, and I look forward to significant work this Congress to address VA's technology needs. Commander Rystad, we should all be extremely proud of the work that we've accomplished together in the last 2 years. However, as you can see, we still have a lot of work ahead of us. And I'm glad that you and your fellow Legionnaires are steadfast partners in that work, and thank you once again for being with us here in Washington this morning, and all the Legionnaires that are here. I look forward to receiving your testimony, and I yield back my time.